How's it going, everybody? Sean Buchanan here from Albright College with Figure It Out Baseball. And today I'm going to take you through what is the backbone of our offensive approach and philosophy. This is one of my favorite things to teach because it's something that scales. You can use this in Little League, you can use this all the way up to professional baseball. All right, this is a phenomenal concept that helps us define the strike zone. Off of that, we can refine our approach and we can build better hitters. Before we get started, one of my favorite things to ask people is how many baseballs wide is home plate? Or how many baseballs fit across the front of home plate? Now, typically, the answers are 5, 6, some people will even expand and say 8 or 9. But the correct answer is 7. 7 baseballs fit out in front of home plate, thus meaning that the strike zone is 7 baseballs wide. Now, the issue with a lot of young hitters is that they don't understand how wide the strike zone is. The most typical answer I'll get is 5. If a hitter thinks that the strike zone is 5 baseballs wide, but it's actually 7, that means they think the strike zone is smaller than it is. For us to be great hitters, we have to have good strike zone discipline and have good strike zone awareness. You can see that we have home plate laid out here with 7 baseballs going across. Now, how we define the strike zone is this. The ball that's closest to us is 1. The ball farthest away is 7, meaning it goes up the ladder. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if I'm standing on the right side, and the same thing applies if I'm standing on the left. 1 is closest to me, 7 is farthest away. There's a lot of different things that we can do based off of these 7. One of the very fundamental building block things that we'll do with these 1 through 7 is just number call is the drill. We'll have somebody throwing BP or front toss, overhand darts, whatever it might be, and we'll have a hitter stand in, and their job is as early as possible to tell us where that pitch is crossing the plate. Is it a 1? Is it a 5? So on and so forth. Now, to allow for a little bit of room for error, we want our guys to be accurate within 2 baseballs. So we'll tell them, define it as a 4-5 or a 1-2. When you get really good at it, it could be an 8 or a 9, a -1, a -2, whatever, okay? So that's one of the very basic fundamental things that we do with this 1 through 7. Off of that, as we continue to build, we have our hitters define what pitches they handle best based off of this 1 through 7. A lot of times you'll find guys, especially big lefties, right? They get in here, they've been told their whole life that they're supposed to be looking for the ball in, look for it in, look for it in. But when you do this drill with them and you say, just hit the pitch that looks best, you might be surprised what kind of answers you get. They may actually like the pitch a little over the plate a little bit, or far away or close in. It's all individualized. You do the same thing for righties. This is a huge investigational piece of finding out what makes our hitters tick in our program. There's tons of different drills you can do. We can take home plate and we can move it back, or we can move the balls forward. We can start to angle things. And we can talk about 1 through 7 with contact depth. So we can even further define, hey, I handle 7s really well when I go get them out in front. Or I handle 2s and 3s much better when I let the ball travel. I can keep that thing fair much better. Okay, there's a million different variations that you can do with this. All right, we use this, we set up 7 balls across home plate when we're doing stand-ins on bullpens. And we have hitters hold a sawed-off knob of the bat, and they can actually take full swings and tell us, where was that pitch? One of the final pieces, and probably the most important, is this helps us all speak the same language as hitters. It's not enough to say that, hey, he's trying to work us away a little bit, or he's got a curveball that's moving away, a 2-seamer that's running in. We can use this 1 through 7 concept to define how pitchers are attacking us during games. When a guy comes back into the dugout, he should be able to tell us, hey, he was trying to attack me on 1s and 2s there. Or he's got a 2-seam fastball that's starting at about a 4, but running all the way back to a 1. A cutter that's going the opposite direction, starting at a 5, running to an 8. the possibilities with this are endless, and it's something that is super simple and scales across all levels of baseball. So if you really want to help your hitters define who they are, while you figure out what makes them tick, mastering this concept of 1 through 7 is a great place to start. Thanks again for watching. That is how we train strike zone, discipline, and awareness. My name is Sean Buchanan with Albright College and Figure It Out Baseball. Be sure to stay tuned for more of my upcoming videos on catching and more offensive videos as well.